Hey, good afternoon on this glorious fall day. You know, people spend a lot of time focusing on how they could live a healthy, long life. Some people might say, I'd rather have a fun time. It's about how I spend my days, not how long I live. But we could all agree that people spend considerable time trying to lengthen their life and make sure they live a life that's long and healthy. I might have a secret for you. In the Torah, the 613 commandments, but those 613 commandments, there's only 2 of them where the Torah gives us the reward, which will be for them that you will live a long life. V'harachta yamim. Which are the 2? One is honoring your parents. Fine. We all know that honoring your parents could take a tremendous effort, especially as they get older and they need more help and more care and more attention. But we know it's rewarding. You can understand, why the Torah tells you that. In fact, I'm lucky to have healthy parents who are still vibrant and young. In fact, we just traveled with them for 3 weeks in the Holy Land of Israel. And literally, we took a trip to the old city of Jerusalem, 3.5 hours in the burning heat and sun of Jerusalem. My parents walked with us up and down the steps in the drainage system to the Kotel. So we're blessed, but we can all understand the challenge, the struggle that might come into it when parents aren't healthy and they need your care. You might live far away. So the Torah tells you you're going to live a long life. But what's the other one? The other one is a mitzvah that most of us don't get to actually perform. Why? Because the Torah tells us it can only happen by chance. You can't plan it. Which mitzvah is this? This is the mitzvah. The Torah tells us, Ki karei kan tzipor. You're walking on the way, and you see what you see very often in the summer in Boston. You see a bird's nest, and you see the mother is there with the baby eggs, with the chicks. And you want to take the eggs. The Torah warns you, you can't do that in front of the mother. The mother's going to be in so much pain when you pull away the chicks. Tells you the Torah. First, send away the mom. And then you can take the chicks when she's not looking. If you're going to take the chicks, don't take it in front of her. Take away that pain from her, watching you take away her baby chicks in front of her. Now, the Torah tells us, Ki karei kan tzipor. When it happens upon you, it's by happenstance. You happen to be walking and you see it. It's not something you plan. But the word the Torah uses is yikarei. Yikarei with the hey means when it happens. But it's actually spelled with an aleph. Now, anyone that knows Hebrew, the word yikra or yikarei with an aleph means to be called, not happenstance, not by chance. So why does the Torah use the word aleph instead of the word hey? And why does he want to tell us something that happens by chance, but really using the word as a calling? And the rabbis tell us something so beautiful, which is so important. The rabbis tell us, and maybe the Torah is trying to teach us here, that nothing in life is by chance. Nothing in life is just happenstance. Oh, I bumped into it. Oh, it just happened to be. It was my luck. Everything is a calling from God. It's all planned. It's all orchestrated by the Almighty of what should be and what will be. And maybe that's why people say, Rabbi, the Torah says that if you let the mother bird go first and then you take the chicks, you live a long life. Why is the Torah rewarding you for such a simple thing with long life? It's not like honoring the parents. And the answer maybe might just be that the Torah is telling you like this. You want to live a long life? What's the secret ingredient to living a long life? We all invest so much in our vitamins, in our exercise, in the things we eat and do in order to have a long life. Tells us the Torah, you know what the secret to long life is? That when you see things in your life, you don't see them by chance. You don't see them as occurrences that are random, but you see them as the calling of God. When everything that happens to you in your life, the people you bump into, the things that happen, that you might see them as hardships, but when you see them as a calling of God, that God planned this, then it gives you the opportunity to tackle them differently, and it gives you the blessing to have a long life because you see everything in your life as a blessing from God. The word for life in English is a 4-letter word. And the word for life in Hebrew is also a 4-letter word, chayim, right? You take the 2 letters of life. What's the 2 middle letters of life? If. You take the 2 middle letters of chayim. What's the 2 middle letters of chayim? Yud Yud, which is God's name. That's the difference. You could look at life and say everything's if, everything happens to be, everything is by chance. Or you could look at Chayim, you could look at your life and you could see the two yuds in the middle. That everything that happens in your life is an occurrence that God planned as a calling for you, not by chance, because you have the strength to overcome it. Because there's something within there that will bring you blessing and bring you to your mission in life. And you know, while we were in Israel for the last few weeks, we saw so many of these stories, which I could elaborate over the days. But when you put on those glasses that change your perspective from occurrence, from Yikareh with a Hey to Yikra, calling with an Aleph, and you get blessed in long life. God bless you, and each be blessed. Long life.